Hello, everybody. This is the Nothing Burger podcast. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Matt Hines. I want to start with a question for you all. So, do you feel you have good access to healthy food? And to follow up, how much of that food is grown locally? How much access do you have to locally grown food? And so, by locally, this is okay. We got to unpack this a little bit because what is local? Well, you can look at various scales. It could be within a 1 mile radius. It could be in your backyard, or it can be a 1 mile radius, or it can be 25, 50, 100, okay, and so on. I'm going to make an arbitrary cutoff of 50 miles to define local today. And does this even matter to you, locally grown food, and what does it mean to you? So this is I just want to set the stage for the conversation that I had that was really interesting with a young guy who, him and his family, there's three of them that have bought into growing vegetables. Their little operation is called Eli's Homestead. It's in Sabattis, Maine, and they've been doing this for about 3 years now. So recently they had a situation happen where they were made to leave. So basically their setup was they had like 2 acres in the back, and then in the front on a pretty busy road, they had a farm stand. So it was literally they would pick the vegetables, process them, and put them out to sell. And to me, that's so cool, you know? What a neat way to make a living. And so basically they did this during the summer and did other stuff in the winter. But they were able to support themselves with really, really hard work, but they were able to make it happen. They were making it happen. Unfortunately, the town has codes that basically don't allow this sort of activity to happen. And so right before the season was about to start, the farm stand aspect of it, their ability to sell locally or right in their front yard, basically, they were no longer able to do this. So they had to scramble to try to get on with a couple of local farmers markets. And so now what they have to do, instead of just taking the vegetables and bringing them to the farm stand, and they'd have somebody that would basically staff the farm stand, and they were able to open as much as they want. I think they were open 7 days a week during the season. Now they can only sell the 2 days a week that they got in on farmers markets, and it's only restricted hours, and 2 of them have to go off to this different location and ship all their stuff off to the other location. It makes it a lot more difficult for them. I think they're doing okay, and the fact that they had a farmer's market to turn to is a really good, is a positive thing. But you know, I just think about this, and this is a thing where it is just a technicality in the code. So this could be as simple as changing the code. Let's change the code, make this happen, because the neighbors really appreciated it. They love to be able to walk down the street and pick up some veggies for the day, and they know that 7 days a week during the growing season they could depend on that. And so this is a win-win for pretty much everybody. There's really no downside to doing this. So it's just a matter of we got to change the rule to make the town work better. So I'm actually hoping to have a conversation with them and head out to the Eli's homestead, and we can take a look at what they're doing. And not only this case is interesting to me, but also their growing practices are very interesting to me. They do really intensive growing, and they focus on things that they're going to get a lot of turnover. So like radishes, you plant them and you have full radishes to pick in 3 weeks. You can calculate, you can have like 5 or 6 rotations of radishes in one space for that year. And also but you would have to fertilize, but they have all their fertilizing basically in-house. They do all their own composting, and they have chickens. That's another aspect of their operation is they have chickens, layers, and they do a round of broilers as well. And so this is it's like a closed loop system. And chicken manure is high grade stuff. So it doesn't really get any better than that. So I'm hoping to have a conversation with him soon. That would be really interesting. Okay, so next, let me tell you about my coaching schedule. So I put this up on Facebook. These are my coaching activities for the summer. My schedule will probably change after that, but let's take a look. So on Mondays, I've got I go into the gym at 7. I start my personal training client at 8. At 9 o'clock, I have what was previously called the Activities of Daily Living Club, but I'm finding that this is a little bit derogatory, and I'm not meaning it to be, but it's just not capturing what it is. So I've rebranded this the Balanced Body Club. This is a workout focused for seniors, and I'm going to actually, in a moment, tell you exactly what I'm doing for that class. I'll come back to that and look at what are some good options for seniors to do in the gym? What should they prioritize? I'll give you my take on that. Okay, so then at 10 and 11 o'clock, I have private training, which, hey, also, if you're looking for private training, if you're looking to do some one-on-ones and work with me on that, I would love to work with you. So contact me today, and we can get you set up with a really nice plan, and I will hold you accountable to sticking to that routine. So if that's what you're looking for, hit me up. Okay, so Tuesday I go to the farm, but I come in at 4 for the Olympic lifts and fitness class. And then on Wednesdays, I do a little bit of private training. In the afternoon, I did this earlier today. It's the teen activity hour through the Mid-Coast Community Alliance. I talked about this in the last episode. Thursdays, I go in again at 7, private training at 8, Balanced Body Club at 9, private trainings at 10 and 11. Come back at 4 o'clock, I got the Olympic Lifts and Fitness Club. And then I have small group training for the Namwira family, who has been a lot of fun to work with. They come in at 5, and it's like the whole family comes in. The mom and the father come in, and then they have kids ranged in age from 12 to 25, and we all work out together. It's pretty awesome. And then the last thing is I have Saturday outdoor family fitness at McMahon Field in Bath. And this has been pretty fun. It's been just kind of loose. We show up, I got a basketball, tennis rackets in my car, and just whoever's there, we get games going. And I won't be doing it as much in August, but through the next 3 weeks, if you're around, join us 10 o'clock on Saturday. Okay, so let me tell you then about the Balanced Body Club's workouts, which just a moment, I got to pull this up. Got it. Okay, I heard my cat screaming, and there's foxes in the neighborhood, so I just had to check on that. And it turns out they were just fighting each other, so we're all good. By the way, we are listening to Santi Gold. I don't want the Gold Fire Sessions. This shit's bomb. Good summer mix.
Ignite. Take one look at me and your heart spike. Telephone ring me up, I get them tongue tied. Always they fighting over me to be my night. Bash it,
Okay, so I got this pulled up now. I want to tell you about what are we doing in the Balanced Body Club? What do we do for a group of seniors? And they're actually at varying fitness levels. It's actually, so I have one lady who's very strong. I have one lady who's super fit. And then I have some ladies who are dealing with significant physical limitations. There's a degree of ability, and I'm trying to bring them all together and create an environment where they can all work together and get what they, it's like we're doing it together, but everybody is getting what they personally need out of it. And so I've been playing with this, and I had some difficulties at the beginning putting this together, but what I got going on right now, I'm feeling really good about it. So basically it goes like this. We come in so we're meeting twice a week, and I've written out 3 routines. We do a routine. We cycle through these 3 routines 6 times. I think this is good so they get some repetition. And the goal is I want them to know these exercises really well, and they'll be able to actually then, if they went into the gym on their own, they would feel confident to do that exercise on their own. That's the goal. And then after 6 cycles or so, then we switch it up a little bit. I might see that this exercise wasn't quite doing what I wanted it to do. Let's try this one instead. Or, okay, we've actually done squats 2 cycles in a row this way, so let's do it a little bit differently this time. All right, and so within each of these 3 individual workout routines, they follow a basic structure. I start with a fitness warm-up. We just do 4 minutes where you can go on to any of the cardio equipment, or you can walk outside, weather permitting, and just do 4 minutes. And if you want to really go nuts, then go nuts. And if you just want to sit there during that time, you can do that too. That's an option. Just 4 minutes to chill out, and also have people catch up with each other too, see how their weekend was. And that's a really important part of this too. I'm all about what we're going to do for the workout plan, but really half of it is social. And so I want to build in opportunities for them to have social interaction with each other and with me as well. That's a huge part of that. So then we go into a core balance and mobility, a CBM warm-up. I have a set of videos called the core balance and mobility routines, which you should check those out for more on like this block of workouts that I have. But so basically I would do 4 little movements that I'm looking to have them take all of their major joints, shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, and ankle through a full range of motion while reinforcing good posture and body mechanics. But it's also like a light fluid kind of movement that we're doing. Then we move on to the strength circuit. I set them up here doing 4 exercises, and I have them do like either 10 repetitions or 30 seconds worth of each exercise, a brief rest in between each one. And I start by fully explaining each exercise, talking about the body mechanics of it, get them thinking about how we want to move. And then I let them go. We just go for 15 minutes and they go through it at their own pace. And these movements, we're talking about major movements, squats, pressing and pulling motions, prime moving motions, like squats to a bench, sit to stand. We're doing elevated push-ups. We're doing a couple of dumbbell exercises, dumbbell overhead press, dumbbell rows. And I'm trying to structure this also in such a way that we're loading each joint in a proportional manner. So I try to do, basically there's going to be 2 that are primarily loading your legs, your lower body. 2 of those movements are primarily upper body exercises. And one of those upper body is going to be where we're loaded from the front side. The other one's going to be where we're loaded from the back side. So then we come back together. The 4th part of it is a fitness circuit. Here I'm choosing exercises where we're going to get the heart rate up a little bit more, or they're a little bit more of a skill-based exercise. So I have them pushing the sled. I think the sled is a really safe and effective option for anybody to use, and we've used it effectively. They love it. It's a love-hate for them, actually. And then we do like partner medicine ball throws during this period. We do some agility movements. We've been doing boxing, which is another thing that I think is really empowering for people in this demographic, and it's also can be very beneficial. And then what else do we do? Yeah, we just do a banded exercise routine in there, etc. And then lastly, we finish with a core balance and mobility cool down. So the same kind of concept or framework where we're just taking joints through a full range of motion. Here we might do some isolated stretching or active stretching, or we also do like core, as it says, core balance and mobility exercises. So this you can check out. I actually just shared this routine on Facebook. I would love, and so what I have is I can give you the link to the Google Doc that I have it on, and if you click onto the Google Doc, what you're going to see is each of these exercises. You can click on it, and it will take you to a YouTube video demonstration where I demo the exercise. So you might not quite understand what are dumbbell high pulls lunge split? Well, you can click on that, and then you can see exactly how that is done. So check it out. And lastly for today, I want to refer you to my YouTube channel. Check out my YouTube channel for all of these videos. Like I said, they're up on YouTube, all the video demonstration exercises. I have a few full workout routines that I've uploaded and explained through exercise through YouTube videos. And then I got a bunch of other things. I'm interested in other topics too. I got my farming videos on here. I've got some silly videos, like this really funny instance I captured on film where one of my cats was totally lounging out in the garden and was being a ham for the camera. So if you like cat videos, I got cat videos. Also this week, I had a discussion on green urban design model. I basically drew an ideal city out and talked about some components that could make our cities greener. And I also put a video up yesterday talking about federal spending adjustments that we could make, and just generally having a discussion about what does our federal budget even look like? There's a lot of discussion happening right now as we're looking at the upcoming elections, and we're evaluating our economic performance, and we're looking at what kind of programs we could run federally. So I just have a general discussion about this, and I also have a platform that I'm advocating for. So you can check that out on my YouTube channel. So lastly for today, I'm going to play my favorite song on this album. Go Fire! Enjoy. Santi Gold. The Gold Fire Sessions. Let's go forward. Feel my fire, love will fall away. Find our way through. I'ma do my thing. I'ma run a ring round there, nothing. Walking that line, if I like it that way. Got me in there, but I'm hard to break. Go fire. Tell me with your water. Go fire. Saying I'm disorder. Burning through your boil, make me sick. Ain't nothing what it seems to be. I'm not hurting anything you say.
Does that mean nothing to me?
Thank you, Deli, Mom, and Kirsty for checking in.
I can tell you till you get it. Always sincere, you're not ready yet. Locked down in the cell of your head. Got me out of bounds, I get too much. I'ma do my thing. I'ma run a ring round there, nothing. Walking that line, if I like it, nothing. Got me hemmed in, but I'm hard to break. Go fire. Tell me, will you water? Go fire. Sighting my disorder. Burning through your water. Tell me, will you water? Go fire. Sighting my disorder. Burning through your water. Make me sick. Ain't nothing what it seems to be. I'm not hurting anything you say. Does that mean nothing to me? And my flex stay till you clear out my way.
Okay,
And my flex stay till you
that's enough.
clear out my way.
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be back on next week, same time, 5 o'clock on Wednesdays for the Nothing Burger podcast.